beautiful souls, and welcome back to another podcast episode. I am your host, Leanne, and this is my gorgeous podcast, Holistic Healing and Happiness. Happy New Year! I am so delighted to be here with you today, and I am coming to you from sunny Spain. I know, looking at the forecast at home, you're all getting rain, snow, and everything in between, so I do apologize. But look, I'm coming to you with sunshine from my heart to radiate to your heart, that it may give you a lovely warmth virtual hug whenever you may be receiving this. Oh my God, my new year is off to an incredible start. I decided, okay, so I'm letting you know, right? If you're listening to this and you're like, Leanne, please leave me alone. I'm waking up in the freezing cold and life isn't great at the minute. I'm letting you know you can transform your life at any point and at any time that you, yes, you decide to transform it. So I'm going to bring you on a little journey. On New Year's Eve 2023, so just over a year ago, I was down and out. I cried on New Year's Eve. I just thought, what? I just knew I wanted something else, something different. I needed a new transformation. I just wanted something. I knew I had majority of what I wanted in my life, but I knew there was a next thing that I wanted to break through. And I really had to sit with myself. I was like, what is this? So I'd done dry January, but I knew I wanted to give up long term. But I was like, I'm going to do dry January and let that just sit with me. And for those of you who've been following my story, you know now that I celebrated actually a year alcohol free on New Year's Eve this year. But again, we'll go back in time. We'll go back to that time on New Year's Eve day, 2023. I remember looking at my life as a projection. As you know, I love working with manifestation, the law of attraction. But I was like, okay, I have everything I do genuinely want in my life. I'm happily now remarried. I've got beautiful twin daughters that I manifested into my life along with my husband. Jack is thriving, my son. Life is great. We own our own home. Life is amazing. And it's not that I wanted more from a greed point of view, but I wanted more from what sparks me up with joy, and that was making memories with my family, more time. I wanted to travel, have more experiences and memories. So I decided I'm going to do a year of travel where I can book in things that we can do while I mightn't have the money in this moment, but I'm going to book in things so that I'll manifest it and I'll work towards it. And that's exactly what I set out to do. And that was New Year's Eve 2023. So if you're listening to this now and you're like going, but I don't have X, Y, and Z, I'm not saying to put yourself in financial ruin by booking a first class flight to, Barbados or Bali, or that is not the case. But what I want you to do, because obviously January is the time of setting goals. If you're into cyclical living, we're still in the hibernation phase. We're still in the inward phase. So I still want you to be in that vibration, but I also want you now to be planting those seeds. Plant the seeds for what can happen. What happened to me on that day, on New Year's Eve 2023, when I cried, when I had it down and out, when I was just like going, oh, I just know I want more. And again, not from a greed point of view, from a vibrational point of view, more for my family. And for those of you who know my story, you know that I was a widow at 31 and a single mom, and I always wanted more time. Now, we all have the same 24 hours in a day, but I just wanted more time. And I felt like I was losing certain areas of time. Obviously, when I hit 40, I was like, oh my God. When we hit these different milestones and birthdays, we have these, what's next for me? So I'm 41 now. I'll be 42 in February, I think. Yeah, I think so. But I knew I wanted time back. All I can tell you is, for me giving up alcohol, I have gained more time. I have the same 24 hours in a day, but by me giving up alcohol, what that gift has given me is I have way more time that I'm not losing out on by being hungover, by having anxiety, by having all these different things that are pulling me backwards from a lifestyle that I truly want. So I decided by cutting alcohol out of my life, it was propelling me forward. And that's what I wanted. I wanted more time. I wanted to be present more. And I wanted to be in the frequency and the vibration of being present with my loved ones, my family, especially as we're out making memories. In 2024, We done a day trip to London with the twins. It was actually the twins' first time being on an aeroplane because obviously with COVID and all the rest of it, we never ended up traveling. And for those of you who know, traveling with kids, it can be kind of expensive and that. So we decided we'd do a day trip, see how they got on the airplane. And my daughter Haley was actually born deaf in one ear, so she is fully deaf in one of her ears. So again, the thoughts of even flying for me brought me into kind of an anxious state of, oh my God, like we literally have one ear to play with. So it's like, you know, if she got an ear infection, if anything happened to her at the flight and all of that. So that was always going on in the background of my mind. So I had to obviously face the fear and feel it anyway and go and do it. And like Mel Robbins, 5 4 3 2 1, let's go, let's just do it. So we booked a day trip to London with the kids and it was absolutely amazing. That was January 2024. In May 2024, me and my son went over to London. We went over to the Harry Potter experience, which for any of you Harry Potter fans, it is a must. It is a to do. I would go back and do it a second time. It was absolutely incredible. The end of May into June, we went to France. We went over on the ferry. We done 8 nights in a campsite. It was a Lego themed campsite. It was absolutely amazing. Now, when I was setting these goals on New Year's Eve 2023, I did not know how I was going to get the money for all of this. I did not know how it was going to happen, but I knew if I booked it, if I committed to it, I would make it happen because I trusted in myself. I trusted in the law of attraction. I trusted in my capability of being able to do this because I knew I've done it in the past and I knew I could do it again. So we done that. Then in what did we do? Oh, August we went to Edinburgh. I actually flew with the three kids by myself to Edinburgh, went over and visit my best friend and my goddaughter, and it was incredible. It was quite an emotional experience for me. One, it was my first time ever going to Edinburgh, not having a drink. I lived in Edinburgh for 2 years. For those of you who know Edinburgh and know Scotland, it's quite like Ireland, very party oriented. But I could, it was such an emotional trip for me because, as I said to my best friend when I was over there, you know yourself, we're all being sold to that whole having a glass of wine, you know, when you get somewhere, you know, you celebrate or you de-stress or you whatever. My friend, as soon as we arrived, she was like, what do you want to do? And I was like, let's head up the town just in case tomorrow it might be raining. Let's head up to the town now with the kids because the Fringe Festival was on. So we decided we went up. We ended up going to a show we hadn't even planned to go to. We went to a show. The kids loved the show. We booked in a show for the day after. But of course, if I had been, you know, having a glass or two of wine, we probably would have stayed for the kids to just play out her back on the trampoline and so on, which there is no problem in doing that also. But the things that we got to experience in those moments because I had decided to go alcohol free was magical. So I know this story is going like from alcohol free to book and travel to all these different things, but it all goes hand in hand. By me making that decision on the not on the 23rd, on New Year's Eve 2023, it made me have this abundant year. So that brought me up to August. Then in August, I thought, no, August, I went on that trip with the kids. And as I said, that was quite emotional for me because I was like, wow, look at what I'm doing. Look at what I'm achieving. Plus, as well, I flew on a flight with three kids by myself. You know, that's no small feat. Like, that's a hard thing because, again, you have to think when you're on a Ryanair flight, you've got three seats in like next to each other. So obviously there's me, two kids. So I knew one kid is going to have to sit by themselves. So again, I had to go through all of that in my head. And, you know, I didn't want them to feel like I didn't love them and you don't get to be next to me. But of course, I had to sit next to the twins because obviously they're younger than Jack. And I needed to make sure that Jack would be okay sitting on the aisle seat. But while there would be a little aisle between us, but he would be next to me. So navigating all of that because, again, I'm a mother. So everyone's needs I'm always putting before mine, you know. And as they always say in a flight, make sure you tend to your own mask before you tend to everyone else. And that's why, for those of you who follow me, you know, for years I am knees deep in a morning ritual. My morning ritual is my thing that I need to fill up my own cup before I can give to my family every morning. If you could see the bed now that I'm here recording this podcast episode to ye in Spain, I have got my oracle cards out in front of me. I've just finished doing the gratitude practice. We're on day 5 of the magic inside my Soulful online community, and I've all that in front of me along with my personal development. So even though I'm on holidays with my gorgeous, beautiful family, and we actually flew out here on New Year's Eve, so I'll come back to this in a second, I'm still doing my morning ritual to fill up my own cup. And again, this helps me with my mental health and my emotional health and all the other healths that go with it. So getting back to my New Year's Eve story of 2023, I decided next year I don't want to be in Ireland. I do not want to be in Ireland for New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve has never really been a big thing for me. I've actually always really found it emotional even before I even suffered a grief. and a lot of loss in my life. So I decided, you know what, who wouldn't love a bit of vitamin D in their life? And I'd done Christmas and New Year's in Spain when Jack was about 2, because I had said to my parents I didn't want to be there. It was a year after my husband had first passed away, and I just decided I don't want to be there. I'd done the Christmas with my first husband's family, the first Christmas that my husband had passed away. So I thought, you know, the next year I want to do me, fill up me, worry about me, protect me, you know, and all of those things, and obviously to make sure that I was raising my vibration for my son in that moment. So me and my parents and my sister, we came to Spain. We came on the 23rd of December to the 3rd of January. That was 9 years ago, I think. And I remember being on the beach that day, Christmas Day, with my mum, and my dad and my sister and my son. And I remember saying to my mum, hopefully next year I may be back here, maybe with a partner, you know, because I knew I wanted to potentially open up my heart again to love. And I remember standing on the beach saying that to her. And I got emotional the other day saying to my husband, I said, it's crazy to think that I stood on this beach 9 years ago, not this exact beach, a couple of beaches up. We were in La Cala that time 9 years ago. Now we're in Benamedina. I said a couple of beaches up that I said to my mum, you know, hopefully I'll be back here with a partner. The following year we didn't come back here, but we didn't come back at Christmas, and we went back in September. And I was like, wow, I manifested this. Like, you know, I was talking to my mum about it, I manifested it. And now I'm back here at New Year's with my family. And I remember standing on the beach this New Year's with my family, looking at them, looking at my beautiful, handsome husband, looking at my 3 healthy, happy, gorgeous kids, going, fucking fair play to you, Leanne. Fair fucking play to you. You are doing exactly what you've wanted to do, and you've manifested the life that you truly, truly want to live. But I have to constantly invest in myself. I have to constantly do the work. If I share that, I'm going to probably share that video of me on New Year's Eve 2023 where I was crying. My face, I was still suffering with a bit with acne rosacea. I was going through it. I'm still always going to go through hurdles. I'm not over here saying I've got my shit together. I know everything. Everyone come study by the Bible of Leanne and your life is going to be hunky dory. You still have to go through the shit. You still have to go through the ups and downs. You still have to embrace and live life. I've always been honest with my clients. I've always openly shared with my clients. Life is a roller coaster ride. There is ups and downs and in betweens. But if you're willing to build a toolkit that can help you as you go over the speed bumps, it helps you go over the hurdles, that's what's so important about life. It's coming back to yourself. What is it that you truly want? Who is it that you truly want to be? What makes you, yes, you happy? Not what makes your husband happy, not what makes the 3 kids happy, not what makes you truly happy? What lights you up with so much joy, light, and love? Do you have a shitload of healing to do? Great, amazing. Let's do it. Let's start. Why wait another day? Why let life pass you by? Don't let life pass you by. You're never going to get this day back again. I don't want to make that sound so morbid, because I know sometimes that can hit people in a way, because I've been in dark times where when someone has said that, you're like, oh my God, I'm going to have a panic attack now that she said that. I'm not out here trying to scare you, but I want to help and inspire you to go, fuck it, I have today and I'm alive. Let's make the best out of today. While I probably can't fly to Spain in this moment to, get a bit of vitamin D like Leanne has, but I can make it a goddamn good day. And maybe I can do what Leanne done and manifest that I will be in Spain this time next year when they're being snowed in at home, that I can be like, thanks be to fuck, I'm lying on a beach in Spain. Who knows? But you're the one that can only change your life. If I waited for things to happen, I'd be still waiting. I guarantee you. And I knew it. And I said to my husband, in September, I booked for us to come away for this New Year's Eve, because I knew if I was ringing in New Year's alcohol free a year, I probably would have maybe gone, well, what's the fucking point? Like, this is boring. This is what I may as well just go back drink and just have a night of a hoolie, or, that. I knew I would have been that mindset. But I said, no, do you know what? I'm going to reward myself, because I'm going to celebrate the win. And I'm going to book me and my family. Again, the money, hello. It was coming up to Christmas, September. September, as you know, is starting to have to put away money for this. I'll buy all the presents, do all the things. But I was like, why not land a holiday on top of you as well, Leanne? Why not add an extra expense on? But was I able to achieve it? 100% I was, because the universe was like, you want this as well? No bother. Let me work with this because it was in alignment with who I was and who I'm becoming and who I truly want to be. And it's part of everything that I've been writing in my gratitude journal for the past year as well, that I'm living a luxurious life, that I get to travel the world with my family. So why would the universe not help me co-create that for me to be able to bring it into my reality? But as I said, and as you know from following me, whether it's on social media, my podcast, or wherever you're following me, I show up and do the work. I am showing up to make sure that I am manifesting and working with the universe every single day. It's not just about writing it in your journal and then it's going to happen. You have to show up and take the incremental steps every single day. So I booked the flights. I booked the flights. I didn't have the money for the accommodation, but I knew it would come. I trusted in myself. I trusted in all that I was doing, that it would come. I gave gratitude. I gave thanks every single day, even on the days where I felt shit. And yes, of course, there is days where I still feel shit. I shared on my social media the other day. We flew out here. When did we fly out here? New Year's Eve. So 2 days before that, I ended up in Shannon Dock on a nebulizer, very bad wheeze in my chest. I got COVID in the summer, just before I ran the Kilkee 10K. And why I ran the Kilkee 10K was to raise money for the Children's Grief Centre in Limerick. And I wanted to raise money for them. And I raised over €1,000. I was so proud of myself, even though I'd had COVID a week before that. I could barely walk, with my lungs, but I ended up running it. And for those of you who were in Kilkee that day, it was one of the sunniest days of the year. Of course it was. And you're not uphill the whole way. But I ended up doing it and I achieved it. And again, I was so proud of myself. But I haven't been kind of right since that bout of COVID that I got in the summer. I've been on inhalers in September for it and that, and I've never struggled with my chest or my lungs or that. So 2 days before we were due to fly out here, I ended up in Shannon Dock on a nebulizer, and I was on a steroid, an antibiotic, all the different things that they give to you. So thankful for modern medicine. But again, while I had a pinch of anxiety because I was like, I'm flying, and oh my God, this is what my lungs sound like. And I will always be triggered by clots as well, because my first husband died of a clot in my arms. So, there's always going to be triggers within me that I'm going to be triggered by. But again, I have my toolkit to dip in and out of. So while I knew I was like having little bits of anxiety because of that, I was able to breathe through it. I was able to do Reiki on myself. I was able to come into myself that I'm taking medication to help me, that I'm going to be healed. I brought in Archangel Raphael for healing. I was doing all those things where if I didn't have all those different tools in my toolkit, I would have been a hot mess. Anxiety probably wouldn't have come on the trip. But because over the years I'm constantly upskilling myself, I am learning new things to help me on my beautiful journey. I took the medication. I finished it 2 days ago. It made me feel so nauseous and sick because she gave me a real strong one because she knew I was coming away to Spain. So she gave me a real strong antibiotic. But it made me have like nausea that you'd have in the first trimester of your pregnancy, which was just horrible. But again, I was able to be here, which I'm so forever grateful for. I'm forever grateful for modern medicine, that it gave me that to be able to heal me while I'm over here. So again, I'm so grateful for all of these things, and the fact that I got to come here New Year's Eve morning, a year after the fact that I was at home crying, going, what the absolute fuck? What the fuck? I don't want to feel like this anymore. 2023, Leanne, where she felt like, and it was really the drink. It was really coming off of, as you all know, December is a month where we all have a Bailey's on a Wednesday because it's a Wednesday. We all have a wine at the weekend. We all excessively drink in December. We all do it, whether we like to say it or not. Even though it might be only 2 glasses of wine, but you're probably having 2 extra glasses of wine every other night because, again, it's December. It's the festive period. So I knew New Year's Eve, because everyone found that strange. They were like, why did you give up New Year's Eve 2023? Like, normally people give up New Year's Day. But I just knew New Year's Eve. It was like, why do one more day? Why do one more day where I'm just fucking tearing the arse out of it for no reason? And when I'm saying tearing the arse out of it, it's not like I woke up drinking. It's like that I might have had 2 glasses of wine with my dinner. That's tearing the arse out of it because, again, I'm putting in something that is lowering my vibration that I don't want to do anymore. I don't want to lower my vibration. Where possible, I want to be as high vibe as I can be, and anything that comes in to lower my vibration, I can work with, but I'm not doing it intentionally to lower my vibration, if that makes sense. And so again, as I said, I'm not over here being happy clappy the whole time. Of course, I'm still going to have down days. I'm still going to have bad moods. I'm a hormonal hot mess. I'm a woman. Hello, I'm a woman in her early 40s. God only knows what the next couple of years are going to bring with perimenopause and all that. But look, we'll deal with it and embrace it at the time. But I know how I want to feel every day. So I choose to wake up and show up as that person so that I can radiate that out on to my life, for it to trickle onto my family and to anyone else that I do come in contact with. But that has to happen by you being intentional with yourself, with who you are and who you truly want to be. My whole life has transformed over the past decade through the work that I have done on myself, through the modalities that I've chose to learn, through the coaching practices that I've chose to be with. I still, even though I'm a coach now, and even though I'm a Reiki master, a holistic practitioner, so I hold space for people where I coach clients, where I obviously do healing work on people. I'm still out here getting coached. I'm still out here going to healers because, again, I am no different to you. If we bleed the same. There is no difference between me and you. The only difference is potentially how I'm showing up in a day and how I'm manifesting and how I'm using the law of attraction and vibrations to help me to co-create a life that I truly want and desire, because I don't want life to pass me by, because I saw life being ripped out of my arms within the blink of an eye. So I know every moment that I have on this beautiful, gorgeous earth is precious. And I am going to embrace it for all it is. And I am here to share it with you. And if there's anything that I can help you with more, if there's any more inspiration you want, if there's more podcast episodes that you want on certain things, reach out to me. For those of you who follow me on social media, you know I'm always happy to talk. I'm always happy to help in any which way that I can. For those of you who might want deeper help, that you're like, no, Leanne, do you know what? 2025, I'm going to make this year the best year ever, and I'd love your help with it. Reach out to me. If I can help you, I will. But don't wait for things to get better. Be the person that you want to be today. You might know all the steps, but take the first incremental step. Maybe is it, I'm going to put a deposit on a flight now, or I'm going to open up a pocket on Revolut so I can start saving, or I'm going to do that, whatever it is. Don't wait one more day. Take one incremental step today to make your life a tiny bit better. I'm sorry if this is after getting very, very loud. I'm here slapping my legs and all because I'm getting so excited by saying all of this to you. But I just wanted to share with you a little snippet of my 2024 from my 2023 that I literally felt so down and out. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I just knew I wanted a transformation, and I knew I wanted things to be so increasingly better in 2024, but I knew I needed to make the change instantaneously, and I needed it to happen now in this moment. So this is your message now for you to know that transformation can happen at any time. You just need to be willing to change in this moment. You need to take the first little action step right now to be able to go and transform, and have my faith in you that you can transform, because if I can do it, so can you, because we are no different. We are the same. The only difference is I'm willing to get up off my arse and fight for it. So you have to be willing to do it too. Okay, I need to love you and leave you now because my family are all up and they're waiting. We are going down to the harbour in Benalmádena, the Three Kings. It's this big Spanish thing that happens on the 5th of, is it the 5th? I think so, yeah. The 5th of January. So we're heading down to the harbour now to go see the Three Kings coming in, and it's a big festival-y thing. And oh, by the way, just in case you don't follow me on social media and you only listen to my podcast, if you've never been to Malaga at Christmas time, it's our first time. I come to La Cala, Benalmádena, this kind of area the whole time in Malaga, on summer holidays, or even on winter holidays. But I've never actually gone into Malaga itself. Wow, first and foremost, beautiful. But if you're coming here at Christmas, I would highly recommend it. Again, vitamin D, wintertime, yummy. But the light show that's on in Malaga in December, I think it starts, book yourself in for December so that it'll 100% be on. And it finishes today, actually, the 5th of January. We went in there the other night and we got the bus in with the kids, and we done the whole day in Malaga. We went to the cathedral there. It was absolutely beautiful. Like, I'm walking around this cathedral. I'm going to get upset now. I'm walking around this cathedral. I have twin girls who are 6 and my son is 11. And they're walking around with the audio thing that plays in English that's telling them at each point, what's going on in the cathedral and where it's from and the history of it. And I'm just looking at them going, I can't believe I'm making this beautiful, magical moment with them. And I was so down and out kind of the year prior going, how are we going to travel? Because my husband like had been out of work and, all these different things. And I'm here making this beautiful, magical memory with them that they're going to remember for the rest of their lives going, oh, remember last Christmas, when we were in this cathedral in Spain and then we went to see these beautiful light show because it was on that evening in Malaga. It was just so beautiful. And I'm so proud of myself that I done this. By me doing all of this, I was able to have this magical experience with my kids, watching them play on the beach in like December, January, like that. It's wild, in the sun. I get to have these incredible experiences with my kids because I invest in myself and because I'm able to do this and help others with it. Don't ever feel like you can't do something. You can, you just have to be willing. So again, I'm sorry now I'm after getting emotional, but I genuinely am just so proud of myself that I have achieved so much off my vision board for 2023-24 to be able to do it. I ticked so many goals off my list that I wanted to do in 2024 by me just showing up. So stop waiting for things to get better. Don't wait to lose the weight to do something. Don't wait to, everyone does, oh, I'll wait until I'm like fucking size 8 before I book the holiday to wear a bikini. Get out in the fucking bikini. Get out and wear the bikini. Be proud of your body. If you're alive and you're 6 feet, I always say 6 feet over the ground. If you're walking on the ground and you're not 6 feet under, be happy. Look at yourself in the mirror. Say, I love you. I'm so proud of you. Every single cell in my body is radiating with love. Happy. I am sexy. Be like, just invest in yourself. Invest in yourself. It's the only thing I can tell you to do in 2025. Gift yourself the investment in yourself. Who is it that you truly are? Who is it that you truly want to be? And radiate your love and light out onto the world. Shine bright. Don't let life pass you by, because life is such a fucking beautiful, amazing blessing. Okay, so happy new year and thank you for tuning in. And again, if you've enjoyed this episode, like, follow, share, comment, do all the things you need to do. And thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate it. Sending you so much love and light from my heart chakra to yours. Thank you. Mwah, mwah, mwah.